Hello and welcome back to Simple Money Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Sewick, also known as the Friendly Financial Coach. Today, we continue our series on educational planning, and we begin our in-depth look of RESPs. So the purpose of a Registered Educational Savings Plan, or RESP for short, is to help fund a post-secondary education. This includes universities, colleges, trade schools, and more. To help boost your contributions, you receive a series of unique benefits, specifically government grants that match your contributions from 20 to 40%, direct government payments, and the ability to have your investments grow without taxes being taken off until the funds are withdrawn. With the ever-growing costs of an education, an RESP is a very valuable tool to help cover these expenses. If anyone wants a refresher on how much post-secondary education will cost, you can check out episode 39, where Alfred from Pro Literacy talks about this in detail. So RESPs are a massive topic, and we're going to be unpacking them over a series of multiple episodes. We'll be looking at the different types of RESP accounts, the specific grants available, how RESPs are taxed, and finally, what happens if RESP funds are not used. To make things as simple as possible, we can really divide an RESP into three different phases. First, we have the creation and funding of the plan. Then the next phase is when the beneficiary goes to school and uses these funds. And finally, when the account is used, we have the wrap-up phase. So at the very beginning, the RESP account needs to be set up. There are three different types of RESP accounts to choose from: individual, family, and group plans. It's important to pick the right type of account because this will save you from future headaches. We'll also be exploring the different account types next episode. But the most common option is a family plan. The big benefit of a family plan is that children can share the RESP proceeds if one child doesn't use all the funds, or if one sibling doesn't go to school. Family plans can even be open if you only have one child. You can then simply add any future children afterwards. If you can, it's also highly recommended that you make the RESP account joint with a partner. Doing this can help you reduce the tax bill if any RESP funds are not used. More of this in a future episode. Once the account is opened up, you will need to make contributions to the account and select your investment or savings. Regular or lump sum contributions can be made, and government grants are made on these contributions up to an annual limit. The Canada Education Savings Grant, or CESG, offers a minimum of 20% on your contributions. The most that you can receive from this grant is $500 a year. This equates to you making a $2,500 contribution. Additional CESG is also available for households that earn under $46,600 and $93,200 a year. This additional grant is either 20 or 10% on the first $500 contributed. The next big decision that needs to be made is where you're going to put these funds. So you can either do this on your own or have a financial institution help guide your investment choices. Importantly, your investment choices should match your household's risk tolerance and how long until the beneficiary is going to school. You can check out our series on investing if you want to know more about where you can put your money. The next phase is when the funds are used by the beneficiary. To make the withdrawal, an RESP provider will require that you show them proof of enrollment. This typically involves completing a form provided by the RESP provider. Once the funds are withdrawn, they can then be used to pay for the student's educational costs. Careful planning should be made at this stage, as these funds will be used to cover educational costs over multiple years. The student will also have to pay income taxes on the portion of their withdrawals. This taxable portion is known as the Educational Assistance Payments, or EAP. EAP consists of grants and interest, but not initial contributions. This taxable component is designated as income. So if you're trying to figure out the student's overall annual income that a student made, you would include any EAP withdrawals on top of any employment or any other types of income that they may have made. Because this is such an important topic, we'll be spending a whole episode about RESP withdrawals. But the idea is that you want the beneficiary to have minimum taxes or none at all. To do this, you want to keep the total annual income that they earn below the income tax exemption amount. And depending on your province of residency, this is typically around $11,000 to $12,000. Finally, if there is still a remaining balance after all beneficiaries have used the account, then any remaining money needs to be withdrawn. Some restrictions also apply at this stage, such as beneficiaries need to be over 21 and the plan has to be in existence for at least 10 years. When the withdrawals are made, your contributions are taken out tax-free and all grants are clawed back. The remaining amount is known as the Accumulated Assistance Payments, or AIP, and this is taxed in the contributor's hands. There is also a penalty as well. Thankfully, there are a few tricks to really minimize taxation, and we'll be looking at this in the future episode on withdrawals. Once the funds are out, then the account can be officially closed. And there you have it. That's the life cycle of an RESP. So that's it for today. You could contact me directly at info@ffcoach.ca, or you can find me on Twitter at @F_coach. Take care and talk to you next week.